Love India? You are not alone. At 75, we've been through a lot, and it's time to look back. This is India at 75, and these are the people who are proudest of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Arush Sharma and I will be presenting my views on the Indian tourism industry. When India became independent, in the eyes of the world, it was the land of Rajas and Maharajas, decked with jewels, seated on ornately decorated elephants. The land of snake charmers, and also one of abject poverty and famine, where people defecated in the open. Much has changed since then. In 2018, the tourism industry generated $247.3 billion dollars with a growth of 6.7%. India is ranked 34th in the Travel and Tourism Competitiveness Index. Tourism is the third largest foreign exchange earner in the country. We have traveled on a long and difficult path to reach the point today when the tourism and hospitality industry is one of the largest service industries. India was always considered a tourist's paradise with 38 World Heritage Sites and more than 3,600 monuments of archaeological importance. Sustained efforts, such as the National Tourism Policy, focus on development of tourist destinations such as Agra, Rajasthan, Hampi, and branding in the shape of Incredible India campaigns and showcasing India's soft power have helped in leapfrogging to the next level. However, India still has a long way to go in the tourism industry. Eating out and going on vacation are some of the simpler pleasures of life. However, an overwhelming majority of families in India may find such simple pleasures beyond their reach. 86% of households never take a trip, and 76% of households never eat out. If we do not appreciate ourselves, we cannot expect others to do so. For the Indian tourism industry to mature, we need more domestic travelers initially. This will create infrastructure such as hotels, eating joints, recreational amenities, adventure sports, and more importantly, a tourist friendly ecosystem. We can thereafter aspire to be a top destination for foreign tourists. For the creation of this infrastructure, investment will be necessary. Tourism infrastructure includes ancillary and complementary facilities, equipment, systems, processes, and resources necessary for the functioning of every tourist destination. This primarily includes roads, railways, airports, and the like, which make a tourist destination accessible for tourists. Lastly, we must acknowledge that the wealthy foreigners desire an element of exclusivity. They are also the ones who spend the most. We are also enabled to capture the wealthy Indian tourists who prefer to holiday abroad. Providing them with an element of exclusivity must also be an aspect to focus on. Thank you.
I'm Pratishodupa and today I'm going to speak on the topic from the legacy of Guru Shishya Parampara to digital education. Kakacheshta abako dhyanam shwana nidra tathaiva cha alpahari grahatyagi vidyarthi panchalakshanam. A vidyarthi is supposed to have efforts of a crow, concentration of a swan, alertness of a dog, eating less and moving out of comfort zone. So in order to move away from all distractions and earn knowledge, the Gurukula system came into practice. India is well known for its brightest minds, glorious past, and great rulers. The credit of this glory must be given to its well organized and culturally developed education system. The word Gurukula is derived from Sanskrit. Guru means teacher and Kula means family. This system created a strong bond between students and teachers. It also imparted skill based knowledge and practical learning. It also taught students value based learning where learning happens as per the uniqueness of the child. It also taught students values, ethics, and art of living. Thus, from the ancient education system, students were taught as per the skills required for their development. The best way to predict the future is to build the future. The discovery of computers and internet in the early 90s changed the education system completely in India. I believe in future most of the students will be pursuing online programs. Education will be truly democratized and globalized with students unhindered by their age or national boundaries powered by superfast quantum computers, virtual reality, and augmented reality. Technology will be so refined that it will enable online learners to have the same experience as on campus. Some of the jobs that exist today didn't exist 70 years ago, and some of the jobs that will exist in 70 years from now may not be even imaginable right now. So, how do we teach students how to join industries that don't even exist yet? For that, we need to teach the students how to learn and not what to learn. The future education system will be based on Bloom's taxonomy that concentrates on not just remembering concepts but also in understanding, learning, applying, and creating new concepts. The mind is not a vessel that needs filling but a wood that needs ignition. And I strongly believe the ignited minds of the youth through the education system will give rise to more and more innovators, problem solvers, and extremely ambitious people. They will have the ability to create an identity for themselves and brighten the future of the country. 75 years from now, I can see the resurgence of Nalanda and Takshashila universities where people from all over the world will come to India to study and soon India will lead the world. Thank you. Have a great day.
An entrepreneur is a farmer with the seed of an idea. Feed the idea and give it a chance to grow. India is a place of great ideas, constant innovation and progress. It is a place of dreams and their journey to reality. Today, when we are at the helm of 75 years of independence, it seems the right time to evaluate our growth and mark the path for our future. I am Radha Bure from Chirek International School, Hyderabad, and I am about to embark on a journey through India's progress in the field of entrepreneurship and tell you why I believe the future is bright for our country. Innovation is seeing what everybody has seen, but thinking what nobody else has thought. In the past, Indians have come up with some innovative ideas that have changed our lives. Let us talk about some of these mighty industrial empires which India has witnessed since independence. The world's 8th largest dairy and a household name in India, Amul, the brainchild of Dr. Verghese Kurian. Upon its phenomenal success, Dr. Kurian replicated the model all over the nation, establishing the white revolution in India. In the 1960s, Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani founded Reliance Industries in a small 500 square feet office in Mumbai. Reliance is now a powerhouse in India, growing our economy in various sectors. Wipro was started as a small edible oil producing industry and Infosys with a meager amount of rupees 10,000. Infosys and Wipro are today India's tech giants, holding India's head high in the software industry. The startup ecosystem, which is fully established today, didn't exist then. Despite this, these businesses have bloomed and prospered. They are truly the unicorns of their times. Emerging unicorns from various sectors in our nation today are PhonePe, Vedantu, Dream11, Swiggy, FarmEasy, Nykaa, and so many more. With its young population, India can and should become the skill capital of the world. However, we will need to shift gears and focus on revamping and preparing various skills of our youth. Imagine if we spend the next few decades unleashing the entrepreneurial energies of 1.3 billion Indians, 65% of whom are below 35 years old. India would truly become a global superpower. This means that India's youth need the right educational infrastructure and a supportive ecosystem to embark on the journey of entrepreneurship. Various educational institutes are already working towards such goals by organizing idea competitions and offering courses on entrepreneurism. The Startup India initiative has also granted various benefits to emerging businesses. The pandemic too has unknowingly given a chance for certain ideas to emerge. India in the next 75 years will be an inspiration to millions worldwide for entrepreneurial ideas and their execution. India will be a pasture for numerous unicorns to graze upon and be the land to nurture their success stories as always. Innovate India, Startup India, Stand Up India. Jai Hind.
Since mankind originated, it has always looked up and wondered about what lies beyond the blue sky. Space exploration and thus the Indian space program has always occupied an important position for us. Although we had a comparatively late start, once we launched our first satellite, the Aryabhat, there has been no looking back. Today, India is a global space force. The Indian space program has been championed by ISRO as we have moved from strength to strength. Chandrayaan-1 was a feather in our cap, our unmanned lunar orbiter which first detected the presence of water on the moon, a result which brought it widespread recognition. We did encounter setbacks. Our first attempt at an augmented satellite launch vehicle and a heavy communication satellite failed. However, then came Mangalyaan. We became the first country to put a probe in the Martian orbit in the first attempt. The cost of this astronomical achievement was only 11% of the same project by NASA. Today, we have the largest constellation of remote sensing satellites. Space research flourished as well. Indian astrophysicists have proved their mettle time and again by conducting groundbreaking research. Meghnad Saha's ionization equation opened the door to stellar astrophysics and was considered Nobel Prize class. S. Chandrasekhar's research yielded the Chandrasekhar limit, a discovery which earned him the Nobel Prize. As we approach this glorious moment in Indian history, we can proudly say that our efforts in this field have brought fruit. Today, space stands as an opportunity to seize for India. We have the required provisions, evolving infrastructure, and young talented minds to evolve into the space leader. So where are we headed? Today, startups are incubating in India with innovative ideas such as 3D printing satellites and creating a constellation of Earth observation satellites. This is combined with growing research in the field of astrophysics. With increased interest and investment in this sector, it is only a matter of time before India has its own SpaceX. We shall soon launch a crewed mission and have our own space station. In the near future, we can expect ISRO to launch human missions to the moon and Mars and work on space habitats. We have proved our expertise in improving and refining existing technology to make it cost effective. This shall continue with India paving the way for making space travel easier and efficient. Space mining could very quickly become a sector of great value. Indian scientists are tirelessly hunting for helium-3 deposits on the moon, a waste-free nuclear source that could theoretically meet global energy demands for 250 years. Today, as we stand at the cusp of achieving greatness, we can look forward to the new India leading us into the new space age. Thank you.
Arogyam Param Bhagyam Swastham Sarva Sadhanam, which means health is God's gift to us. Staying healthy is not an option but a necessity to live a happy life. With focus being primarily on health since ancient times, India is the birthplace of the earliest systems of medicines. Namaste. I'm Arna Panda, a 4th grader from Poda International School, Rajkot. Today I'm going to talk about health in modern times and going back to our roots through the traditional system of medicine, which includes the Ayurveda, Unani, Yoga and Naturopathy. Ayurveda has its roots in the ancient Hindu texts, particularly in the Atharvaveda and later the Charaka Samhita and the Shruta Samhita. Unani system of medicine originated in Greece and was introduced in India by the Arabs. Naturopathy is a term for a range of alternative treatments derived from natural products. With the glorious past that the Indian system of medicine boasts of, it is gaining popularity now and the future looks promising. The Department of Indian Systems of Medicine was created in 1995 and in 2003 was renamed Ayush. Ayush stands for Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy. It became a ministry in 2014. The government has introduced multiple schemes to promote Ayush activities and has set up an individual search result and export councils that focuses on enabling India's export and works on research and development. Drug-based medicines are problematic due to its numerous side effects, whereas Ayurvedic system of medicine is very safe. Also, global emergencies such as COVID-19 pandemic and have made people more alert about their health, and the demand for Ayurveda and other alternative medicine has risen. In the Western countries, the approach of combining tradition and modern medicine is growing day by day. Biogenetics is a recently introduced research field bridges the gap between genomics and Ayurveda. Budget 2020-21 allocated 2,970 crore to Ayush shows the commitment of the government and inspires the confidence in the market. Increasing demand from India's top Ayush export partners, USA, Japan, UAE, and other nations ensure stability both locally and internationally. A lot of new companies are involved in the market with the original products paving way for FDIs and a huge worldwide market to explore. The future alternative medicine looks promising as the evolving business environment holds much potential to take Indian traditional medicine to the world, creating a niche for itself amongst the modern medicine. After all, good health is right to all. With this, I wind up my thoughts, wishing health and arogyam to all. Thank you.
Technology isn't simply something we use, it's something we live. Warm greetings to everyone. I am Angat Singh Makkar, and I am going to present my views on the making of IITs. How some of the greatest institutions in India came to be. It is a recognized reality that IIT is one of the premier and finest institutes of India. The idea of IITs originated even before India gained independence, and after the end of the Second World War and before India was given independence. Sir Ardeshir Dalal from Viceroy's Executive Council envisioned that India's prosperity lies no longer on the capital, but on technology. He therefore proposed the setting up of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research and persuaded American authorities to provide the masses with the doctoral fellowships under the Technology Cooperation Mission TCM program. However, realizing the inefficacy of the program post-independence, he conceptualized institutes that could educate forces in the country, thus sowing the seeds of IITs in our country. At present, there are 23 IIT colleges in India with the aim of developing a competent, skilled force. The IIT system has been around now for over half a century. Indian institutes of technology are all set to embrace diversity and offer education in areas beyond their traditional technology and engineering focus. The IITs clearly have a long way to go. IIT envisions to become large technical university along the lines of Georgia Tech and MIT in the US or NSU in Singapore. In this model, each IIT will have 500 to 1000 plus faculty members, about 10,000 to 20,000 students with a ratio of 1:20, and a strong and large research program. This is an eminently feasible vision. The new national education policy has given a thrust to multidisciplinary education, reducing the rigidity amongst different streams of learning. It also talks about multiple entry and exit system at undergraduate level. Technology is the powerhouse of innovation. IIT Chennai has decided to open a new bachelor's degree program in data science with multiple entry and exit systems. IIT Delhi has to set up a school of public policy, and IIT Kharagpur said that they'll be happy to help new generation IITs become more diverse. The future of technology lies in the hands of engineers and professionals. IITs are paving way for this advancement handsomely. The institutes are primarily meant to produce quality engineers who would have a greater role to play in building not only just a new India, but also in developing a global platform. We are privileged to be living in a world where science and technology can assist us, make our lives easier, and rethink the ways we can go about in our daily lives. Thank you.
Theodore Roosevelt once says, burning fossil fuel is like breaking up the furniture to feed the fireplace because it's easier than going out to the woodpile. Hello, I'm Anika Mishra of grade 9 from Kodar International School, Amravati, and today I'm going to talk about fossil fuels and its use in our country. For most of the human history, our ancestors relied on very basic forms of energy, human muscle, animal muscle, and the burning of biomass such as wood or crops. But the Industrial Revolution unlocked a whole new energy resource, fossil fuels. Fossil energy has been a fundamental driver of technological development. India, with its diverse geographical features and being one of the oldest civilizations in the world, not only has great deposits of fossil fuels but has also been using fossil fuels since long time. Fossil fuels have and will continue to play a dominant role in Indian and global energy systems. With the country gaining independence, there was a significant growth in industrial sector leading to large-scale urbanization, thus resulting in increased consumption of fossil fuels in the country. Fossil fuel consumption has increased significantly over the last half century, around 8-fold since 1950 and roughly doubling since 1980. India is the world's third largest energy consuming country. Energy use has doubled since 2000, with 80% of demand still being met by coal, oil or solid biomass. Today, the types of fuel that we rely on have also shifted from coal towards a combination with oil and gas. As India is currently recovering from a COVID-induced slump in 2020, it is re-entering a very dynamic period in its energy development. The future is an age of transition, and every country has to find its own solution for energy transition and bringing down its dependence on fossil fuels. And India is no different. The country's energy demands are expected to at least double by 2050 as compared to 2020. Also to be kept in mind is the fact that fossil fuels deposit in the country is also depleting at a great pace. And it takes millions of years for creation of fossil fuel deposits. With global capital shifting away from fossil fuels, India is also experiencing similar shift changes. It is also predicted that we will run out of the fossil fuels in this century itself. There is a need for quadrupling renewable electricity capacity by 2030, more than doubling the share of natural gas in the energy mix. Our aim should be to provide a coherent framework in which to consider India's choices and their implications. The main alternatives to oil and gas energy include nuclear power, solar power, ethanol and wind power. Fossil fuels still dwarf these alternatives in global and domestic energy markets, but there is a considerable public momentum to increase their utilization as industries shift towards sustainability and more green business practices. In future, nuclear power can run much more cheaply than any other form of clean energy, such as solar, wind or hydropower. India today is in a unique position to pioneer a new model for low carbon inclusive growth. As stated by Amory Lovins, fire made us human, fossil fuels made us modern, but now we need a new fire that makes us safe, secure, healthy and durable. Thank you.
Do you think that our India is a skilled country all over the universe? Well, I don't think that's true because our India is only least skilled all over the universe. Well, I'm Bijyotsna. Today we are going to discover about this topic. Is India skilled, or what are the things that should be added in the future years? The first thing that should be added is education. Do we want to know why education is really important? Because education will be the first thing that is must need for the kids in the coming generation. And what you need to do is give the kids free education by giving them a free school. And do you think that how are we gonna earn the earnings? Well, you can add those fee into the parents' tax so that they can also get earnings and same time these kids can also get free education. Actually, this is the must need thing because the coming generation must need lots of scholarship members to help around this generation because of the scholarship. So the next thing we are going to see is about farming, where India is the only country with farming. We only created how to create rice, grains and lots of things. So we should also protect it, right? So how can we protect it? By cleaning all these pollution areas on the air, on the noise pollution and lots of these types of pollution and survive in this pollution world. Well, that is not easy for farmers because they are making us food, and because of the storms, rains and mainly in this corona situation, lots of farmers have lost their ground, have lost their earnings, have lost their workings, they have lost their world itself. So we should protect it. Do you want to know why these storms form? Because of the global warming. The global warming forms because of the pollution, and that is why I really wanted you guys to stop this pollution. Well, there is not only one type of pollution. pollution. There is totally lots of types of pollution. If you want to know some examples, it is noise pollutions, air pollutions, and etc. 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 The pollutions can't be calmed down. So please do not do over pollution, because our farmers are really praying to God to get down from these corona disease, from these storms and lots of things. So friends, I hope you like what I said. Stop what are you doing right now.